Hello, 3050 folks. My name is Matthew Roos, and today I will be talking about relocating the value of work, technical communication in a post-industrial age. This article was written by John Johnson Eola during his time at Purdue University. This article is about the value of technical communication. As technology further advances in the future, some of the models of technical communication are starting to become outdated and self-depreciating. John Johnson Eola argues that re-articulating technical communication provides the common ground between academic and corporate models. He provides the problems that they cause with possible solutions. Most technical communication enhances other processes or projects. Examples include written software documentation, writing reports on word processors, and developing charts on spreadsheets. The author's argument here is that shortcuts are made on real projects to make them faster. But this is considered bad for the student because the student is not learning all the little details to create such a project. For example, placing a graphic on a report by a simple copy and paste method is considered the fast way. The way that the author is talking about, though, is a complete page design for that graphic. As for the teacher's position, their problem is also the material. Is it better to teach them the entire process to get a full understanding, or does the teacher reform to what the industry wants? First, businesses and corporations see technical communications as an addition to the primary product. This devalues the communication so much that corporations find very little use for what was researched in the primary product. Second, there is concern with working in groups. Johnson Eola explains that students or professionals have little experience with revision and design of products within a group setting. This leads to the people taking advantage of their members in their group, since some group members might do all the work and as some don't lift a finger. Finally, he also argues that technical communicators are not doing as much as they should, since other reviewers are taking up the task. This puts the professionals who teach technical communication in a tight situation, since they have to teach students and professionals either one thing or the other. Next, the users of the support model might be limited to what they are using. Some users might even use technical communication as an auxiliary tool, which is ignoring the point of constructive roles in a group project. As for an example, one person may use a word processor to write a generic job resume. For the technical communicator, they would not just use a word processor, but also use other program functions to make their own version of a generic resume. The problem with this is the primary focus of work. As one individual writes for a primary focus, the company may use the information from the primary focus and turn it into a secondary focus. The example from the reading was a corporation writing manuals for a third-party member. The solution that the author gives to the readers is symbolic analytic work. This is where work is involved within and across information space. The author gives 3 examples that the U.S. Secretary of Labor, Robert Reich, proposed in this article. First, routine production entails the kinds of repetitive tasks performed. This includes the traditional blue and white collar jobs, like line managers, clerical supervisors, and foremen. They are known for following the rules and staying loyal to the company. Second, in-person service involves workers that complete routine repetitive tasks and are usually closely supervised. The difference between this and routine production is that in-person service workers also deal with people. They must be careful with what they do and say, for the customer's business is very important to the workers. Finally, symbolic analytic workers possess the abilities to identify, rearrange, circulate, abstract, and broker information. They frequently work online or go where their employer needs them to be. Some of these workers could be research scientists, lawyers, strategic planners, and even architects. This can be different from both due to travel and the type of problem that they need to solve. And when I mean both, I'm talking about routine production and in-person service. Johnson E. Ola continues to use REACH proposals to reinvent technical communication. The 4 areas of education that should be evaluated are thus: experimentation, which involves forming and testing hypotheses about information and communication. This is used to try different approaches to the same problem. Collaboration, which is used to help symbolic and analysts work together to solve problems while crossing complex disciplinary domains. This is important in groups as it strengthens communication from emails to asynchronous or synchronous conferencing. Abstraction. This makes students not only memorize information, but it also teaches them to discern patterns, relationships, and hierarchies in large amounts of information. Most technical communicators develop their skills of abstraction through modeling existing documentation under the guidance of technical communicators in their field. System. A style of thinking that requires the symbolic analyst to recognize and construct relationships and connections in extremely broad and unrelated domains. This is the most difficult to carry over to technical communication due to the broad domains. Johnson E. Ola stresses to the educators that they need to address the 5 key points to students today in this field. First, connect education with work by looking to the types of research going on in management theory, information theory, in interface design, and labor theory. Second, question education goals on all levels. Third, question education processes and infrastructures. This affects people who are in college now or entering college by keeping your goals in mind and in check during the college career of the student. Fourth, build meta-knowledge, network knowledge, and self-reflective practices. This can be done by thinking about new formations or knowledge that rely on network organization, meta-knowledge, and meta work that act on a level above current knowledge structures. And finally, rethink interdisciplinarity by overcoming the disciplinary boundaries by encouraging students to learn all about the fundamentals of specialty fields and even multiple fields. So my questions for you, class: what can the student that is in college now do to help encourage kids today that are entering college now to research these fields? Also, what do you see yourself as? A person in routine production, a person in in-person service, or a person in symbolic analytical work, and why? Hope you enjoyed my presentation. I'm eager to hear your comments. Have a great day, guys.